revival story than Adam Jones. Bro,
not,
he was
not
facing
Mike Jenkins.
He was wow. Okay, stop making fun of corners with dreads. Or with
Wasn't
locks
he?
in the
Wasn't he in
2000s.
that same class or
Yeah,
Mike
but
Hughes?
No, I think it
Was one of those UCF
21.
corners.
was USF.
USF, my bad.
But for Pac-Man out of West Virginia, 6th overall pick.
Because it was him, Talib, and whoever the third guy is we're talking about. And was it Revis too? Was Revis in that class as well? He might have been.
I don't know, but that's a good trivia. Damn, next time we have a live event, somebody might stump me with that one. And then you'll get whatever prize that we have. You get to pick it. But yeah, that's all I know is with the retirements and cats getting moved around, shuffled around, or it's like, they get signed. By the way, Benjamin Watson.
Entra roll. Carlos Rogers.
Both of them ended up. No, Rogers didn't play safety after a while, but Entre definitely ended up having a great career.
Marlon Jackson. Forgot about that dude. He actually had had a good 2 years when they finally moved him to safety.
Yeah, he tore his patella, the shit out of his patella tendon. It was sad.
Fabian Washington.
He had a couple good years with the Raiders.
Yeah,
he got to an 89 overall, and then that stopped. That was it. He really got to an 89 overall, man. With 9
yeah, Mike Hughes must have been that next year or whatever.
It was probably a couple years later.
But yeah, man, that's pretty.
Don't you mean Mike Jenkins?
Yeah, whoever it was.
Who also was a Raider.
Yeah, whoever it was.
And a Cowboy before that.
Whoever it was. But yeah, so I mean, that's what 1, 2. That's
8 corners.
That's 4 Pro Bowl corners in the first round, basically.
And the crazy thing with Adam Jones or Pac-Man Jones, those Tennessee teams were really good. He was overshadowed by Vince Young coming back and winning 7 of 8 games. Jeff Fisher really ruined Vince Young's career and ruined that Titan team, and I hate him for it. That's why I don't like Jeff Fisher. He ruined a Tennessee Titan team that had a lot of talent. Keith Bullock, by the way, Keith Bullock was better than Keith Brooking. Yep, you knew I was going to say it too.
I'm already looking it up.
Bullock was nice and bad, bro.
I'm already looking it up.
Okay, go look it up. He was faster. He was better. He was a beast in Tennessee.
Less tackles, less sacks, less Pro Bowls.
Better player though.
More forced fumbles.
Okay then. He was an outside
more
linebacker.
interceptions.
Okay then.
Actually, Bullock and Brooking are more fair comparison because they actually play the same position.
Exactly.
But actually, Brooking has better stats. And I think Brooking was a better player.
I saw Bullock, and Bullock was a better player.
I saw Bullock too.
Who name the other guys around him?
Exactly.
But VY was still nice. Damn. I'm always go to my grave knowing I hated Vince Young for what he did to USC and ending their dynasty, but I loved him for being a black quarterback who could have made it with that twitchy, weird-ass flick of his wrist playing quarterback if it not been for bum-ass Jeff Fisher.
What about Takeo Spikes?
Takeo Spikes was nice. And
is he better than them?
Hall of Famer. Before he got hurt, yeah. Before he destroyed his knee.
I didn't even realize he played for
the Bengals.
Yeah.
And the Bills too, I think.
He looks like he played for the Bengals though.
Bro, remember when the Madden intros when they would have guys talking before games in the Pro Bowl? He was on there a lot. And he was
One of the thing I loved about the old Maddens was when they had the Madden radio and they would actually do real ass phone interviews with players and stuff.
Without bum ass racist ass Tony Bruno, but whatever.
Oh, I didn't know Tony Bruno was a racist.
Bro, Tony Bruno's on some
He's canceled?
I hate millennial types of bullshit.
Damn. Well, now you just really fucked up my whole perspective on that.
Shout out to Ryan. You were literally in the end game and hadn't seen end game.
Damn.
I will never let that go. Okay.
Damn.
Thanks, Peter Parker. Congratulations. I'm Iron Man and I died for everybody's sins. You're welcome.
All right, let's get
hits no one would.
All right, let's get through these next few
Or
stories.
could.
Let's get through these next few stories.
I killed Thanos. Damn.
Okay, so Here's one that we've been wanting to talk about.
Football colegio?
The Jacksonville, before we get to that, the Jacksonville Jaguars signed Terrell Pryor officially this week. Is that a touchdown or a turnover for the Jaguars?
Jalen Ramsey's going to kill that man.
I'm going to say it's a touchdown, man.
You might kiss him on the mouth and tell
really
him
have nothing to lose.
like Mike Tyson did the Whack 100. I don't know.
Wow.
I think that's fake, too. But he might literally just repeat when Mike Tyson said, "I'll fuck you till you love me." Like, he might actually say that. And we don't know what's going to happen with Terrell Pryor. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they should keep Terrell Pryor and Jalen Ramsey far away from each other. Because you're going to see some shit you didn't want to see.
And lastly, the one you brought up right now. Richie Incognito officially signs with the Oakland Raiders. Is that a touchdown or a fucking disgrace?
I'm so
Wait
a minute.
That's a butt fumble. Mark Sanchez to whoever that Colts quarterback was that lined up behind the center. Behind the guard.
That was the punter.
Yeah.
That was Pat McAfee.
There you go.
Getting a snap from Griff
there
Whalen's bum ass.
There you go. To that weird ass fake punt that the Rams try to do and the Raiders try to do this past year on 4th and 15.
Yeah, I was reading his rap sheet. Very interesting.
Bro,
Since middle school, been a bully.
That's that Jerome Bettis fumble against the Colts.
Nah, was that the Colts? Oh yeah, it was the Colts because they have Mike Vanderjagt talking shit and then he missed a field goal. Bro, people from West Virginia.
That was the James Harrison turnover for a touchdown in the Super Bowl that won me a bunch of money versus the Cardinals.
I'm still angry and I haven't forgiven him.
Bro, I literally won my pull on that touchdown.
I was like, why don't you? How can none of y'all tackle his slow ass? Why did you throw an out route?
And he fumbled on the one.
He really wasn't in. I would have for sure thrown a fade to Larry Fitzgerald. Ike Taylor's bum ass wasn't catching that.
But yeah, man, it's a turnover.
Shout out to Swaggy Taylor, though.
Unless you think it's a touchdown. It's a turnover because the Raiders are already a fire. They're already
a dumpster fire, shitstorm.
And I don't make fire references lightly, considering, we live in California where the shit devastates communities every single year.
And it burns.
But yeah, this is the big one. This is the fires of the 30s.
This is
the Raiders are a shit show.
I'm disappointed to be a person from Oakland, and I'm disappointed to be a person from the Bay Area.
Exactly.
Because both teams picked up two known races and known just fuck boys and
Incognito's not even a fuck boy. He's
a meathead. He's the dude who killed himself in Full Metal Jacket.
This dude got arrested, pleaded guilty to
tried to steal his father's head from a fucking funeral home.
He pulled up with rounds of ammunition in the back of his trunk.
He was John Wick.
He
by the way, John
pulled
Wick
up on his grandma, pulled out her security. His 90-year-old grandma pulled up, was angry at her because he blamed her for his father's death, punched a hole in the wall, ripped the camera out the wall, did all types of crazy shit.
Said a whole lot of gang shit going on.
And this is just since he's been out of the league. We're not even talking about the bullying. We're not even talking about the racial slurs.
Exam because he
yeah. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the penalties. We're not talking about
committed into an entertainment asylum.
We're not talking about all the extra shit.
Didn't he way back and the whole thing with Miami?
That's what I'm talking about.
He got kicked out of Nebraska. No, he got kicked out of Oregon and ended up in Nebraska and never played in Nebraska.
And that's something to say.
So
that was before he made the league.
He's a shit show, and the Raiders are already a shit show. So I don't know why you're adding more fuel to the fire. There's enough.
Passed on a bunch of good tackles and guards.
And if they get on Hard Knocks, it's going to be terrible.
Does his experience or does his skill set even kind of remotely have a?
He's a dirty player.
I don't want to get too much into it, but basically,
he's a great athlete.
Basically, if you listen to Raider Nation Twitter, you're always going to get two sides. You're going to get the side of people that are this is bullshit. The Raiders don't stand for this. This shouldn't be happening. And then you can get the other side that are well, That's the Raiders. The Raiders are assholes. The Raiders are renegades. The Raiders are outlaws. The Raiders need assholes on the offensive line to come back, et cetera, et cetera. But what I say to those people is, one, we're in 2019. Workplace conduct has completely changed. Right. So I don't know how this person has a job anywhere. Let alone in the NFL, which is supposed to be a privilege to play under the shield, whatever the fuck that means. But the point is, everyone is saying like, oh, you know, he keeps his head straight on the field. Like when he's focused on the field, he's good, et cetera, et cetera.
Titus Young didn't get a second chance.
My point is, like, it's disrespectful when you're like comparing him to these people from the Badass Airs, the Assassin, the Snake, Casper, all these people who, Biletnikoff, all these people who were like assholes on the field, but like
nice guys off it.
Nice guys, engaged in the community, conscious, like feel good, have fun, family guys, like blue collar, whatever the fuck other adjectives you want to use, like respected dudes. Like they're still respected in the league despite the fact that for whatever reason the NFL wants to wait till they die to put them in the Hall of Fame. My thing is,
the NFL hates the Raiders.
Equating the incognito signing to that culture is, one, is outdated. Two, it's disrespectful to that actual culture.
It's myopic as fuck.
And three, it really doesn't make sense because the Raiders are already shit show.
And by the way, Titus Young didn't get this amount of pub, and he has serious mental issues. He's been in and out of mental institutions. Like since Boise State, he was having issues. He tried to fight a guy who said he ran a 4.6 at his pro day. Like Titus Young didn't get a second chance, and he had a very promising career when he was with Detroit. A couple other cats. When certain guys retire because of their mental health, they get laughed at like it's a joke. With bum ass.
So when this decision happened,
I would take
was
that
everyone
phase.
Like shocked? Was everyone like, whoa, like what? Like,
no, because they had already been flirting with it for a couple of weeks, so it was kind of like.
So when you first found out about them introducing him into the Raiders, how did you guys feel about it?
Well, we talked about it like we weren't surprised.
Like, yeah. First,
really surprising.
We were in the group chat, and it was memes flew, memes were shared, things were said. We knew it was disgusting and shitty and terrible. And we're like, well, this is just what they're going to do. Because honestly, I think somewhere in the back of some people's heads in that organization, they're just like the character in Get Out who's like, I voted for Obama. One of those dudes. The dad. I'm not going to say that's John Gruden, but I'm going to say that mentality exists in that organization. If you are willing
I think that mentality exists in every organization, every
that's fair.
Corporate.
That's true.
Company.
I agree, but specifically in this situation, if you could have on Tom and Cable, who, by the way,
I think
Tom Cable's already like too fucking much.
Like what you're saying is like cool.
There's a pattern,
but
of
what
just
I'm saying,
bad, like people with bad, shitty past being brought in, and it totally is a slap in the face to what the Raiders stood for, and it's also just a contradiction in terms to like you saying
you want to win, you want high character guys who want to win and who are productive and et cetera, et cetera.
Why would I listen to Tom
I want
Cable,
to change the culture,
who's punched women in the face before, and his assistants, and they literally had a thing where they called him, it was Cable Boomaye, which means kill him.
The thing is, like, okay, we talk about all these players getting suspended for PEDs, for, you know, weed, for cocaine, for whatever, substances, etc.
Free Patrick Peterson.
But that's them hurting themselves, right? Like
on a bullshit rule, if we're being honest.
On a bullshit rule, if we're being honest, right? Because even Chris Long never got suspended, and he said he basically smoked his entire career.
Because he probably never got tested, but Patrick Peterson. Well, never mind. We're not going to go in that route.
But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Chris Long got tested a lot, especially as he got more conscious towards the end of his career.
But I feel like when
regardless,
Julian Edelman got how many games?
Regardless, the point I'm trying to make is,
I get you.
These people are getting kicked out of the league. Alden Smith, Darrell Washington, et cetera, for hurting themselves.
There's another guy, and I totally forgot his name.
For hurting themselves, and Incognito's literally hurting people, literally physically hurting people, and he's still in the league. Yeah. And yeah, it's not gonna hurt dollars the same way, you know, social activism and Kaepernick kneeling will.
Somebody made
So
him
it might not be a big issue, but I guarantee you it's ruffling feathers within locker